deck we're going to be looking at is a deck that was piloted by Matt Townend at Seattle Regionals, which was played over this previous weekend and sets up really nicely the Birmingham Regionals that are going to be taking place next week. I know a lot of players are actually testing very, very heavily for what seems to be a very exciting format that is developing. Even though we do actually see Drampa-Garbodor dominating the regionals that just took place in Seattle, USA. But one of the interesting posts that did appear on the internet was this list. So Matt goes to talk about this list. He says that it beats Garbodor and is 50-50 against the rest of the metagame. The thing that he attributes to the deck not doing as well as it should was time. He says that this would have been in day 2, and because of the makeup of all of the decks that were taking up all the spaces in top 32, he may have actually been able to do really, really well with it. The one change that I have done is a recommendation by Matt, and what I've been able to do is I've been able to acquire a brand new Tapu Koko, which is now legal in the UK from June the 2nd. So it will just about be legal for Birmingham Regionals. The previous version had Spinder, and Spinder was able to confuse for a single colours. Not really the attack that we want. For 1 energy, it was able to hit benches for 10 each. Now, there are some obvious advantages to cards like that. It helps greatly with the Gyarados matchup. So if you're hitting benched Magikarps, it can really start to slow that deck down. But Gyarados may seem to be on the wane now because of the dominance of Decidueye Vileplume. And people may argue that you can still play Gyarados despite Decidueye Vileplume. But I'm not really going to go into that. I think this is actually this actually has a secondary and a much better and a more advanced, I have to say, a more advanced use. Being that 20 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon really does start to help you with the mathematics, and I think we're getting to a stage within the format where you have these really big beefy Pokemons, unpredictable really. The type of cards that you're going to be playing against, you could be playing against a Lapras GX, or you could suddenly next round be playing against Drampa-Garbodor. So it's a really fluid metagame. It was quite exciting, I have to say. And what you have to do is you have to be really, really prepared for making sure that you do all of the proper additional mathematics during the game in order to really seal the game. I think games are also being won within those last couple of turns as well, and it's actually something that's really, really cool about this TCG. So hitting something like a flying flip with 20 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon may not necessarily be obvious as an advantage early game, but when games are being finished to time, and when games are really in the balance, and one extra turn could have actually won it for you, things like Flying Flip are really, really going to be useful. So look out for Tapu Koko. It is definitely one to watch. So there's one Tapu Koko in here. The other addition that Matt Townend did actually suggest, which I haven't done in this deck because I want to see I want to see and showcase some of the just the general mechanics of this deck, is that he suggested that some of these darkness energies should actually be substituted for rainbow energies. I don't think rainbow energies would really help with Electric Ball. I suppose in a sense, if you were really, really desperate, you could play Electric Ball against your opponent. Tapu Koko does have a weakness, by the way, with fighting, but fighting is very low key at the moment. Although we are starting to see a few Lycanroc Raichus, I'd like to showcase in a video later this week as well. So look out for that. It's got a free retreat cost as well, which is really important too. So just in case you've got a Pokemon that's just knocked out, you don't have to commit yourself to putting one active. So let's go through the deck and let's see what the Pokemon are. Now, Drampa-GX, I would argue, is one of the best, if not the best starters that's in the game at the moment. At worst, it forces your opponent to play N. N is being played a lot in this format at this moment in time. So if you start off with Drampa GX and you play Big Wheel, you've got an instant setup. You're literally drawing up to a quarter of your deck. Shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 10 cards. The other thing is that because this deck plays double colorless, you can also go with Berserk. So Berserk, 80 damage. If your bench Pokemon has any damage counters on them, this stat does 70 more damage. Now, Matt did mention that he wished that he played Rainbow. Now, that would also be a really good reason why you would want to play Rainbow. So we'll look out for that. What I'll try and do is I'll try and play a couple of games without the Rainbow Energy, and then I'll play a couple of games with the Rainbow Energy. I think maybe I would go for maybe three Rainbow Energy, and then just tailor it like that. But 3 Rainbow Energy, possibly 4, possibly 2, depends on what's going on. All right, okay. So Zora. This is the Zora that again, it just reminds me of Espeon GX's first attack, obviously without the damage, but confusion is just really huge. So that will start to put pressure on your opponent. That coupled with Drampa, if you're starting off with Drampa, if your opponent is not necessarily doing anything, it starts to put early pressure on them. If they start to attack with Tapu Lele, you can put them behind because you can just use Righteous Edge. I think it's one of the best attacks in the format as well. Discard a special energy from your opponent's active Pokemon is really good. It's not very good against things like Lurantis, where you just have grass energies and you can't really do much with your Drampa. But we'll just see how it goes. The other thing also about Rainbow Energy is that initially I didn't think that Rainbow Energy, when I was playing Drampa Garbodor, was going to be as key, because I was playing Team Magma's Secret Base to inflict damage, and I was quite okay with that. I was thinking, right, okay, 20 down on my opponent's basics as well is actually going to be really useful too. But the mathematics is now starting to kick in, so I'd rather inflict myself with 10 damage using Rainbow Energy. Yes, it does put me behind on an energy, and I'm still kind of thinking, well, I'd really like to attach that double colorless energy that turn just to go with Berserk if I was playing Drampa with Team Magmas. But the collective thought on this is play the Rainbow Energy. It's worth waiting for that extra turn. Play it on something that's insignificant on the bench, maybe even the Tapu Lele. If you need to, if you then need to attack next turn, you've got it. So, and maybe this deck can actually absorb that extra turn that's needed for that at the beginning of the match, because it is just simply so fast anyway. All right, we'll just have a look at that. All right, okay. So Zoroark is in there as well. So you got stand-in. Now, normally you would actually be pairing Zoroark with Floatstone, so we do have a key Floatstone, but with Zoroark at this moment in time, you wouldn't really want to rely too much upon Floatstone. The reason is that you want to try and get multiple Zoraks on the board as quickly as possible. And your Zoraks are actually going to be going down anyway, so your Zoroark is going to be your main attacker during the middle of the game. Mind Jack, 30 more damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So if they're not filling their bench, again they're slowing themselves down. That's absolutely fine. You know, you'll start to raise ahead. If you are playing against a Zoroark as an opponent, it's very difficult to anticipate Zoroark break. But now it's starting to get a little more traction with foul play. So again, a one attacker, one energy attacker, choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks and use that as this attack. Actually, really, really good. So if you're up against a Drampa, you can just start to do that attack exchange. A really, really interesting card. Now this used to be paired up with Yveltal and Yveltal EX this time last year. We did have a lot of other cards that were in the format, things like Battle Compressor, Target Whistle, but now we've got that extra creep in power within the game. And with things like Drampa and Searchlight, like that you get through Tapu Lele, it's pretty amazing. So you can just just put two of them in there. Energy Drive, obviously a backup attacker, but Wonder Tag is what you need to use for Tapu Lele. You got 2 Rescue Stretchers. It's going to be quite interesting to see how this works. So if you've got 2 Zoroark BREAK, the Rescue Stretcher really does allow you to bring that back into the hand. I remember a few builds in the past used to play Buddy Buddy Rescue just to absorb any kind of exchange with Zoroark BREAK. You got 1 Super Rod because it's covered by the 2 Rescue Stretcher. You got your standard 4 Ultra Ball, 4 VSC. Builds last year also had 2 Reverse Valley just for that extra bit of damage. That extra 10 may make the difference. Bridget, this has got 2 Bridget, so you should be able to search for all the basics that you need. And it is quite surprising to find 2 Bridget, but if you have Tapu Lele, you'll be able to go for that Bridget. I think Tapu Lele Bridget is a really excellent setup mechanic. So you have Ultra Ball right at the very beginning. If you do have it in your hand, you find that Tapu Lele, and then immediately your Ultra Ball suddenly turns into effectively 3 Ultra Balls, up to 3 Ultra Balls, and you can search for your GXs as well. So literally you can search for everything that you want, and it's even stronger when you have Tapu Koko as well, which isn't a bad starter at all. You only play 2 stadiums, 2 counter stadiums, so Delinquent does help. Hex Maniac, just in case you need to chain Hex Maniacs against something like Greninja. You've got 2 Lysander, you've got a standard 3 N. You got a standard 4 Sycamore. Tapu Lele is also great with teammates as well. So because Zoroark BREAK only has 140 HP, you are expecting it to be going down. Teammates should be good with that. To help further with the maths, you've got 2 Kukui. Like 2 Kukui because you can just combine it with Tapu Lele as well. Pretty much guarantee that you'll find it. It's going to be very rare to have 2 of those, both of them prized. 3 Choice Band, again, just to add to the damage output. It'll be really interesting to see what the numbers are like. 4 double colorless, and we've got 7, but we're going to keep an eye on that. We're going to play with the original energy lineup. But he did suggest again, a couple of rainbow energies. So there's the deck. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to go online and have a couple of games, and we'll see how it pans out. We're going to try a couple of games with the darkness, and then we're going to try a couple of games with the rainbows, and then draw to a conclusion. So don't go away. Okay, so welcome back. We've got Vegan Scruttet. Vegan Scruttet. Okay. Calling the coin flip. Okay, we don't have a starter, so let's hope we get better cards next time. We got the Chaos Band. Zoroark BREAK in there. Gives away our card choice. That's not the best. Not the best starter. But we do have a Bridget. And we could get Shaymin out of there with double colorless. So he's playing an Eevee, and it's a Sylveon deck. And this is going to be interesting. Do I copy the Sylveon, or do I just try and attack? So there's no point in me going for the Mind Jack, because it's going to keep his bench very, very small. So So he plays the Team Rocket's Handiwork and gets 1 hit. So Hex Maniac, not too worried about that. Maybe the VS Seeker could have been useful. I could confuse him. Confusion would be very useful. Let's bridge it. Stick with my one attackers. Drampa and also Zoroark. You never know. You never know. Koko could actually be important, but it's got free retreat as well, so I do like that. Okie dokie. We'll put a choice band on Zora, and we'll pass our turn. So, yeah, Fairy Wind, as expected. Couldn't do anything about that. Let's see if we can rip off that double colourless. Wow, brilliant. So we do have something. We might as well put that Shaymin back in. We do have the Tapu Koko, Tapu Lele. Yes, we do want to go for Wonder Tag, and we are going to get the end chain going. No energy though. Again, no energy. We can absorb a hit. We could absorb a hit with Tapu Koko. Making it a 7 prize game. And we'd be hoping to Zoroark BREAK foul play. That's a shame. But 110, 140, 150, 70. 140 would have been great with a choice band. 150 with Reverse Valley, and then 170 with a Kukui. Okay, right, time to shine. May as well play the Super Rod. Now, do I really need to play the Reverse Valley? It's possible that he could delinquent it, so I'm going to forego that. Right, we do have Koko. We put that down. I'm going to leave that foul play. And we're going to go for Fairy Wind. Oh, yeah, 90 resistance. Okay, so that's interesting. We do have the Kukui next turn, and it's game. And we're just left hanging in the balance. Thank you, vegans. Scripted. I do believe that is game. Adds an extra 20. And foul play. That's it. And that's game 1. So we didn't have full access to all of the energies, but definitely a very, very good matchup against Sylveon. I could have kept the Reverse Valley in retrospect, but I didn't want to have to be forced to dump useful resources with threat of delinquent. So all in all, a good tie. And let's go for the next match. Oh, it's Johnny Blaze. I know I've known Johnny Blaze for years and years and years and years. How you doing, Johnny? So I hope this is a great game. It might actually be his son that's playing from this account, but we shall see. In typical fashion, I start with Shaymin. Okay, so he's got Lapras, which is going to be actually a really nice matchup. Okay, right, so choice band there. And N. I'm going to have to try and get something. Oh my goodness me, that is just awful. Awful, awful, awful. Awful, awful. No Bridget, no nothing, no Tapu Lily, no Ultra Ball. At least he didn't Flare Grunt. That would have been interesting. I didn't put the Reverse Valley either. Right, okay. Am I going to have to end again, or do I sycamore all of this goodness away? The answer is no. I'm going to end him again because he did collect. Okay. Right. Oh, my deck just hates me. Right, okay, so this is problematic. Because there is no basic. Again, no basic. That's a problem. Okay. So we are one turn. We need to find a basic. We need to find a basic. No, oh, right. I have to go all out on this one now. Which is a shame. Professor Sycamore or N. It's a problem. I have to find a basic, otherwise I'm out of the game. I have to find 2 basics, else I'm out of the game. I didn't even get Darkness Energy either. Okay, but I do have an Ultra Ball. So I shall Ultra Ball the Lysander, which is no point with the Lysander, and the Reverse Valley as well. I do leave myself open for a delinquent, so I've got to be very, very wary about that. I will have to bring the Shaymin back up. Okay. 1060. That would force the attack. Blizzard. Blizzard Burn, which would mean that he would not be able to attack during the next turn. Okay. Skeleton. Okay, let's put that there. Now I could have held on to to get the Tapu Lele, but I would not have been able to bridge it. So I'll be able to play at least 4 of the cards in my hand. Oh, it ends. That's not what I want. Not what I want. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Now, he won't fill his bench, but I got the Zoroark. And I could big wheel if he just plays Ice Beam. However, he might just collect. Okay. Drampa-GX has to go down. Could Moonlight Madness him. He would force him to... Well, he would need to retreat next turn anyhow, so that saves me from benching. Could Mind Jack for 70, 100 now, I believe. So Mind Jack is doing 40 base, 70 with Choice Band, 80 with Reverse Valley. And I do have a Rescue Stretcher as well. The Rescue Stretcher will be able to get me the Zoroark BREAK. The issue is, does he have a switch? If he has a switch, then it's going to be very, very problematic. He will be able to knock out my Drampa next turn as well. Rescue Stretcher. I'm going to have to Mind Jack. If he has it. Wow. $30, $40, $80. 60, 170. Wow. Okay. So that is in my favour, and I do have the Tapu Koko as well. Each of your opponent's Pokemon 20 more damage. So what on earth does the Millpot do? 130. Right. Okay. I don't know, a bit of a loss here. Yeah. Okay. So we do have the Zoroark BREAK, but do I commit to putting that out and active? It'll be 60, 90, 100. Yes, of course, but I would have to put that on there. So that's 60 goes up to 90 with foul play 100, and if I Kukui, I knock his Manaphy out. Right, okay, so foul play. Nice. And I get the Zoroark as well. I can teammates next turn as well. So this is really, really interesting. Oh my word. Aqua Patch. Good thing I'm not attacking with my Drampas. Now what he could have done is he could have mineral pumped, but he would not have been able to retreat, so 50, 60, 70, 80, Lapras has 190. It is within reach now, because, well, I can do a base of 100, 130, 140, 130 with Choice Band, 140 with Reverse Valley. Wow. He managed to get Tri-Edge going. He survives. Oh boy. Can I do Tri-Edge back at him? What does Tri-Edge have to do? 40, 80, 100. So, how many Kukui have I got? I've unfortunately got 2 Kukui in prizes. Because I was thinking VSE could do it. 60, 80, then I would have to get 2 out of 3 heads, but I don't really want to do that. What I want to do is I want to target the Lapras. So let's Ultra Ball. I don't think I'm going to be using Drampa. I don't think I'm going to be using Bridget either. Not attach energy just yet. Let's see what we have. Do have N, but it's a bit risky, but I do have 3 VS Seekers. And it would take me down to 2 as well. Alright. Oh, hold on a second. 30, 60, 90, 100, 110. So I could foul play Ultra Ball to maximize my chances of getting the VS Seeker. I think what I'm going to do is get the Tapu Lele, because at least I can guarantee having a supporter. I think that is definitely worth the payoff. So could be N, no, it's going to be Sycamore. Okay, possibly N actually, just disrupts him even further. Let's try and see if we can get that VS Seeker. Yeah, we've got the VS Seeker. Alright, okay, so to pace this out now, we could VS Seeker the Lapras and then next turn attack with Zoroark. VS Seeker again, maybe. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, let's do that. VS Seeker, Lysander. Well, we also have the Manaphy as well. So 30, 60, 90, 100, 130 would do it. So let's take out the Manaphy And then next turn we can take out the Lapras. And this is also reliant upon myself getting a BS Seeker. Now the good thing is that he can't paralyze me and buy himself another turn. So that's another advantage of keeping the Zoroark active. If he attacks with the Articuno, he will get 2 prizes. But I need to try and target the Lapras. So it's 60. If I get the Lysander, I can do it. And I think I should be able to do it now. So change side. And of course Articuno can get the 2 prizes, but if I foul played him, I would not be able to. Alright, so we've got Lele. 100, 120. Let's bring possibly the Drampa up, or the Lele. Okay, let's bring up the Lele. Forget the BS Seeker, we've got it. Oh gosh, okay. Desperate to get. Desperate to get that. Desperate to get the Lapras now. Okay, let's see what we've got in our discard pile. No, we can't. Okay. Let's see. We don't want to put anything that's low. I'd like to put the Tapu Koko on the bench. Alright. Don't think Hexmania is going to be useful, and N is certainly not going to be useful. I'm going to be Professor Sycamoring anyway. Those 2 are the destination. In the deck, Sycamore. I do have the BS Seeker in hand. You will get 2 prizes from that. Okay. Retreat for Tapu Koko. So this is anticipating that he does not have the capacity to Lysander and then get 3 heads, which is what he would need to knock out the Zoroark break. Now he could end me, but he's got a very, very large hand as well. And the Tapu Koko enables me to retreat for free as well. So he would have to get 3 heads. do. Okay, right. So he is going to. Oh, but I do have stand-in as well, just in case he paralyzes. So. I'm expecting the end. He has to end. But then if he does knock out the Tapu Koko, then I'll just be able to attack him for the game. So I do wonder, is he going to Lysander? Okay, so my base damage is 170 now. No, it's Lysander. Lisbon. There we go. Thank you, Johnny. Much love to you. Much love to you, Johnny. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some rainbow energies in. We noticed that we didn't really attack with Drampa-GX in any of those two games. So let's try out a couple of rainbow energies. We'll be back very, very shortly. Okay, welcome back. It's just a complete straight swap. So what I've done is I've taken out 4 darkness energies and I've put 4 rainbow energies instead. So let's see if that makes a difference. We were finding that the energy counts, the energy finds were a little on the low side. I would like to have played an extra darkness energy, but I think space in this deck is tight as it is. You know, we just have to maybe think about the using Super Rod to get back some of that basic energy. And playing rainbow energies in place of the darkness energies is not necessarily going to help that. But we were also finding that we weren't really attacking with Drampa-GX. So hopefully this should make a difference. All right, let's see how it goes. Okay, we're playing up against Half-X. I think I actually played him a little earlier before the stream. I think he is running Greninja. So nothing there except Tapu Lele, which is not going to help me with Greninja. If it is Greninja, yes, it is. It is. I do remember him. So no Talonflame in this, as far as I can tell. I think I was playing. I think I was playing last night. So last night I was playtesting for a Lapras player, who I know, and he was a Raticate fan. So I think this is a little more mainstream. This. He's probably wondering where the Salazzles are. Okay, right, so we've got a Zora. Okay, right, so he's probably got Rough Seas anyway. Don't really want to N at this moment in time. I think what I'm going to do is pop that there. Ultra Ball. Let us Ultra Ball. Could delinquent him and completely slow him down. Don't think Lysander is going to be really useful at this moment in time. Kukui could be if he is not playing that many cards at this moment in time. And I'll keep everything else there. It's a difficult one with Greninja. I don't have Tapu Koko, so the numbers are going to be very difficult. I could get Tapu Lele and fill my bench with basics, which I think I'm going to do, because what I need to do is I need to try and get Zora's grown up as quickly as possible, because Giant Water Shuriken, as soon as I put a Zora down, Giant Water Shuriken is going to take out the Zora, so we have to think ahead with that. Okay, so let's get all our Zoras down as quickly as possible. Are we going to find Drampa useful? I think so. I think we're going to find that Drampa useful. Okay, let us... Doesn't really matter which way we put it, because we're going to delinquent him next turn. Okay, so he's got Froakie. Right, let's link with him. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get the Ultra Ball. 30, 40, 50. I'm just thinking, if we were to delinquent him, 40, 50, we would be missing out on a knockout. So I'm going to forego it. If I get the Zoroark, I'll be able to do 40, 50. I'll be missing it by 10. So I do need the Kukui. So that's a shame. I really wanted to. Okay, right. So let's stand in. So 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Perfect. 9 Jack. If he water duplicates, oh, that's really useful. I've got the Tapu Koko. If he water duplicates, then he will be filling his bench, and my output will be greater. So I am quite confident at this stage. Zorua BREAK is not going to be that useful. Foul play. Okay, so he's got 2. Right, let us get both of them, and let's just mind Jack. Not going to foul play water. I really want a way to get a Zoroark. Okay, so he's got a choice band now. So my output is 70. 80 with reverse band. Okay, Shadow Stitching is in play as well. So we'll be hitting out for 80. That is really useful. Oops. I forgot I actually attached, so it doesn't matter. I can just stand in again. Alright, okay. Let us, if we were to mind Jack. Yeah, let's mind Jack. 80, that means he's got 90 left. If he gets to the Greninja, he will take out the other Zoro as well. Right, so 170, 90 left. But I've just got 3 Pokemon in my hand. It's difficult. Oh, that's interesting. So he needed the water energy. And I do have the Kukui as well. Okay, right. Stand in. All right. Oh, okay. And he played Max Potion as well. That's why he got rid of his energy. Berserk, possibly Berserk. 1890. Big Wheel. 80. It's a tough one. He's doing 110. 110 with an extra 60 potentially. I will have to attack with Zoroark. So it is a difficult one now. Don't think I could use the rainbow energy to great effect here. I've got to get the Zoroark. That saves the bench damage. Then we can play stand in. 60, 80 damage. Mind Jack. 60, 70, 80 damage. Should it be 80 damage? I'm trying to figure out. 30, 60, 70, 80. I'm not quite sure where that extra 20 came from. I have to say, 30 more damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So it's 30, 60, 70, and then 80. Why did it do 20? Right, okay, so we do have a Lysander, so that's going to be very, very important. That's definitely something that's worth taking out. Oh wow, got double. So, we do have Big Wheel as an option. We do have the double colourless. And what are they going to do? Sycamore? Okay, right. So Drampa. not online just yet. Okay, Shadow Stitching. Okay. 80. So that would do 40. That would do, Mind Jack would just do 40, so I have to go with Drampa. Okay, right. So let's pop the choice band there. Pop the Zora there. Have to. So 80. So the problem is that if he's got two, all of my energy go down. At least I'll have an option if that's on there. Okay, let's stick them on. Okay, right. We do need to get our attackers back. So let's Super Rod the Zoroark and Zorua BREAK. Zorua. Well, definitely the two Zoraks, and then a Zora. There we go. The Zorua BREAK we can always get another time. Choice band. Choice band's not really going to be useful, so let's pop the choice band on there just to keep us. Now I've got teammates next turn as well. 150. 80, 70, 150, but I can't get the damage on the benched Pokemon. Okay, let's go Big Wheel. Okay. Right, we've got a Hex Maniac coming up shortly, so that's going to be really useful, as is the S Seeker, as long as he doesn't end, which I don't think he's going to do. Okay, so he's taking that one. He's not going to end because he will end. Oh, maybe, I'm not sure. Would he have end into a number of cards that are less? So Giant Water Shuriken does 60. So it would be worth me evolving to Zorua BREAK. Okay, right, let's save that. $150 if I Hex Maniac, and then hit that and then pop could put a Tapu Koko, but I'm going to keep it there. I'm just going to hit him for 100. I'm just going to hit him for 20. Which brings him within range. Right, I'm desperately needing those two double colourless now. How many do I have in the discard pile? One. It was just a bit too much to ask for. Obviously, you know, it's got a choice band as well, so you just got to worry about that. Let's put. He's just on Moonlight Slash, so let's put that here. that's a shame. I had it, didn't I? Okay. Maximum he would be doing is 918. It's a Zorua break. If I went shadow stitching. Ugh. Okay. If I shadow stitched, he would not be able to get. Zorua if it was on the bench, but if I failed, I would be in trouble. Okay. To Zorua break. Okay, let's just retreat. Shadow stitch. And he's only got one prize left, that's the problem. That's a big problem, isn't it? So I don't think I've got any option left. That last end really did crunch me down. Yes, let's return that. And that's it. So, Greninja, very, very hard to deal with. Could it be fixed with a Giratina promo? I shall leave you to consider that. But that was an interesting one. So 3 wins and a loss. Greninja is obviously going to be a difficult one to break down, but with the domination of grass types at this moment in time, Lurantis is picking up momentum as well. Could it be something that we could look into for Birmingham regionals if you're playing it? Give it a shot. I hope it's given you a little bit of inspiration. What I would personally do is I'd probably put a Greninja counter. The Tapu Koko is vital, but that was prized first turn, so I think you can see where the issue of the numbers is for that. It's a bit unfortunate that the Tapu Koko was actually prized, but hey ho, there you go. Thank you for watching, and I certainly hope that that you've enjoyed the video. Give us a like and a subscribe, and do find us on YouTube, TeamPIPokemon if you haven't found us already, and on Facebook, TeamPIPokemon. And thank you very much. Your likes and subscribes are really, really appreciated. Bye for now. Take care. Through the night.